my life hacks. Hi, my name is Vishwa, and in this video I'm going to talk about different life hacks that I've implemented into my life. And by life hacks, I mean reminders, philosophies, facts that I have accumulated over the 27 years of my life so far from experiences. And these things have given me so much confidence, and a lot of what I'm gonna focus on is having true presence with yourself. And there are so many different ways you can achieve presence in your life, and there are so many things that are in your control that you can do that will completely transform whatever situation you're in. And sometimes these really simple philosophies are the ones we have to remind ourselves the most of and implement. So yeah, let's get into it. Number 1, give yourself the gift of seeing what could happen. Give yourself the gift of seeing what would happen with consistency. Give yourself the gift of seeing what would happen if you did change that habit, and allow yourself to experience that, because you owe it to yourself to do that. Give yourself that gift of what that could feel like. Give yourself that gift of doing it in this lifetime. Consistency, you will see the results of something. Like, you wouldn't know how good it feels to work out every day until you're working out every day, or whatever it may be. Allow yourself to give yourself that gift of experiencing that, like, physical, mental change, and the confidence you get from that. Give yourself the gift of seeing what could happen, and believe that it can happen to you as well. Believe that it can happen to you as well. We're always praising these triumphant stories of people and their successes and how much they've been through. We see it in movies, hear stories all the time. You have to believe that it can happen to you as well. You know what I mean? Give yourself that same praise, that same grace you see in other people, and yeah, it could happen to you. But you won't know until you do that for yourself. And you will be so happy you did it. You'll create these new, like, neuro pathways in your brain, and you can change your life if you give yourself the gift of consistency and action. Next life hack. Someone once told me that every breath is a new life. Every breath is a new life. Meaning, in this moment, your next breath, you can decide, like, hey, I'm gonna start this new timeline for myself. If you want to leave behind an old identity, you can do that. I always tell myself that, and that's just a reminder that even though everything is very interconnected, all that energy can just, like, you could put a lot of pressure on yourself, and you need to, like, remember that you're not bound to anything. And if there are things in your past that you want to mend and forgive and move on from, or something you want to start over, how you're able to do that is with what you do right now in this present moment. And say you accidentally do something wrong again, you can start anew every time. Now, this philosophy has helped me so much when it comes to, like, overthinking and being bound to past events and things like that. But I know I deserve life. I deserve to try again. I deserve to live my life fully. Every breath is a new life. You're not bound to your past. You can take care of these things now and be open to your boundless opportunities in future and stuff. Like, remember, you are here right now. Number 3, watch the words you speak over your life. My life did a total 180 when I consciously dropped the habit of like self-deprecation, like vocally, and I stopped vocalizing these criticisms I had for myself. I will never vocalize any word, any negative word over like negative things about my looks, my money, my family, my friends, because it's really easy for us to pick up these like self-deprecating. Stop just speaking negatively about myself consciously, like out loud, like even in a joking way. Like I really try not to say anything bad about myself. And I have, like, going back to tip number one, I have, with time and consistency of watching how I speak over myself, I have seen complete change in my life. And like, yeah, I don't have to bring myself down. You don't have to bring yourself down to like, for whatever reason. Like, you have to like be on your own side, and you have to like change that voice, that dialogue that's happening in your head, you know, that kind of makes you like instinctively say these negative things about yourself, money, and things like that, you know? You can't have the enemy within yourself, and you don't have to participate in like talking negatively either. Do your best, like, instead of being like, I'm the fucking worst person on the planet, like I'm so weird, blah blah blah, you have to like reframe your thoughts. You have to be like, I feel like, okay, I did something weird, not like you're a weird person even if you did something like weird, if that makes sense. Reframe your thoughts. You are smart enough to do that. You are smart enough to reframe your thoughts and your thinking in the language you use. Number 4, advocate for yourself. Your opinions, your preferences, your thoughts. Speak up for yourself. Speaking from my own experience and stuff, like, people go through things in their life that make them like afraid to speak up and feel uncomfortable speaking up, and they go through their life not advocating for themselves and develop like people-pleasing tendencies, and you develop those kinds of qualities. You're in turn neglecting yourself. And yeah, so advocate for yourself and speak up. Like, there'd be times when I was like actively trying to work on that. It's like you have to just kind of like break the fourth wall and just say something and say whatever you're thinking, even if it's like, so it feels like so nerve-wracking and stuff. Like, you just have to break the fucking fourth wall and say it, and then it's like you show your body, your nervous system, like, whoa, I can do this. You have a seat at the table. You have a right to speak up. Your opinion matters. You give people space and grace. You have to do the same for you, because your voice matters. When I was 23, I went through a really hard time. Like, I was in a manic, it was like, I don't want to be alive, like, vibes. Like, it wasn't pretty. It was not, it was one of the most difficult experiences of my life. And like, when I came down from like the mania, and I was like very like depressed, and I was on like there was something already shaky in my like nervous system before that had even happened. It was a really dark time, and I had to day by day, slowly, day by day, got myself out of this darkness. When like, dude, there'd be days where I'd be like, is there gonna be a day where I feel like, I'm so glad I went through all this? And oh my god, like, I'm so glad I went through all that, because I had to learn to love myself in a time where I felt so unlovable. And that's where I truly, like, at 23 was like realizing what like unconditional love is, and what friendship is, and things like that. Because like, during that time, I wasn't the person I normally was for the people in my life. I couldn't offer what I normally offer and stuff, and I had friends like who did not give a fuck about what I could offer to them, and just loved me, and like, they just like loved me unconditionally. But I had to see myself I had to learn to love myself based on things that weren't related to other people, my career, everything. I had to learn to love myself in when I felt so unlovable. It was through a lot of like hard work and consistency and truly learning to love myself just as a person with nothing to offer to the world, because it's your birthright to be respected, to be loved. You deserve, like, just without anything, you know? I'm a human being. I remember when I was like going through that time, like I had to really come back to myself, grow and nurture myself when it's like that process wasn't like a pretty process. It was like a really mundane process, because like, dude, people could tell you a million things while you're going through something, and it's like you're the only person that can change your situation. To be here and be alive is a blessing. But yeah, what had brought me confidence was consistently having that physical practice to come back to that grounded me. That could be anything for you. If it's literally like 5 minutes walking outside a day, like that little consistent habit you can start to grow a whole, like, you start to gain so much motion even when you start with like one thing you do. Physical activity, watch a lot of different movies, get really like educated on different things that like I like, and that like knowledge and that physical strength like brought me so much confidence that like I was able to see myself again, and I was able to like really just break down everything. Knowledge builds confidence, strengths build confidence. So you have to and have things that people can't take away from you. You're gonna live a million lives. Like turning 25, your frontal lobe developing is so real. The moment I turned 25, it's so crazy, like the physical change I felt. So number 5 is regulate your nervous system. Like especially for women, for everybody, like your health, for your life span, anything you can to regulate your nervous system to where, yeah, you're just not experiencing like fight or flight, anxiety. And how you regulate your nervous system is like what you're consuming and X, Y, and Z. Again, like, yeah, these things are simple things, but implementing them deeply is what changes your whole life. Take yourself out of environments where your nervous system is being dysregulated. Put yourself in environments where you feel calm. You can remove yourself from relationships, whatever is holding you back. Okay, number 6. Someone once told me that my talents, my desires are my gifts, but the more I ignore them, they start to feel like a curse. Your talents are your gifts, but the more you ignore them, they begin to feel like a curse. Talents, gifts, whatever it may be, you have this inner desire to do something, bring something that's in here out into the world. There's a reason you're getting that message, and you are supported in doing those things. Sometimes there's not always a point of reference for you and your gifts and your ideas and things that like you want to bring out into the world. Like sometimes it's like, oh, you don't see people doing that thing yet, and so it makes you feel like, is this weird or whatever? It's like, do that thing and see what happens, because it's like, oh, maybe you're the person who has to bring that out into the world, you know what I mean? And sometimes, yeah, like people are gonna look at you like that's kind of weird or whatever, but like, dude, you gotta think about it. People have looked weird for so long, and now like they're classic. You have to, like, regardless of like the response or whatever of what you do, like, bro, do it. Like, I knew I wanted to make YouTube videos before I ever met any of the people that could be hypothetically judging my YouTube videos, if that makes sense. But the more you ignore those things that you want to do, it really pains you, and you just know you're not doing what you want to do. Make sure like you use your gifts. You're not cursed. Just do what you gotta do. Work on your shit. do the thing, like get comfortable. If you feel the desire, if you see it for yourself, do it. You see everybody else around you doing it, it can happen to you. You have to believe it, that it can happen. Do it, because like, bruh. Number 7, then choose your friends wisely. Your friends, the people you choose to spend your time with and be around, it's really important to consider, because the people you spend your time with will affect you. Make sure the people you have in your life are supportive, have their own things going on, no jealousy. Don't be friends with devious people. Use your discernment with who you let into your energy, into your space. If you allow toxic, envious, jealous, devious people into your life, it's very dangerous. Especially as you get older, like, you have to cut that shit out completely. In my early 20s, I was just like, yeah, everyone's my friend. I was like way more naive to that, in the sense where it's like, oh, I was like assuming that bad friends come in one form. Like, I didn't believe that someone really close to me could hate me and like try to hurt me, and like, so I gave a lot of my energy out to things that didn't like deserve that energy, and it put me in a lot. I've seen it happen to a lot of people, so be very, 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 very careful of who you have in your life. If someone is making slight comments about you, being passive to you, who's your friend, they're not your friend. My friends give me so much love and support, and we enrich each other. We learn from each other all the time. I can trust them. When you do lay these boundaries in your like life, things will change in your life. Versions of you, old lifestyle, are gonna shed and stuff, but it brings in so much space. It clears the path. I've learned to trust myself more. When I was going through that really dark time, and I'd be spending time at my mom's house, and she would look at me and be like, Vishwa, it's like God gave you a Lamborghini and you're not using it. Like, God, the universe, blessed you, gave you this body, this brain, and everything, and you're sitting here and you're not using it. She was like, you have to fine-tune the Lamborghini God gave you. You have to fine-tune you. This is your physical body, this brain. This is your car. This is your car for your life. You're good. This is the same body since you were a baby, same arms, and it's gonna be with you through life. And so you have to take care of it. You have to fine-tune it, nourish it and stuff. So anytime I feel like I'm not doing my body justice, I'm like, it's like God gave me a Lamborghini and I'm not using it. So let's hop in the Lambo, let's cruise. But my mom told me that, and yeah, it's kind of all over the place, and I know I'm gonna be editing this and having like a million thoughts that I wanted to add. Okay, 2 of the million thoughts that I wanted to add. Number 1, take care of yourself like you would take care of a child, especially if you're the only person in your life. You have to be there for yourself. If you have one person in your life, one friend, one family member who's there supporting you, be there with them, be present with them, love them, appreciate them. And second thing, everything you want and desire, write it out in a list in present tense like you already have it. Read it out loud to the sky at night before you go to sleep and right when you wake up in the morning. And I guarantee you everything on that list will come true, because aligned thoughts equals aligned actions. And say thank you. But let's just we're gonna run through the list of life hacks, okay? 1, give yourself the gift of consistency. 2, every breath is a new life. 3, watch the words you speak over your life. 4, advocate for yourself. Knowledge builds confidence. Strength builds confidence. Do things that people can't take from you. 5, regulate your nervous system. 6, your talents and gifts become a curse when you ignore them. 7, choose your friends wisely. 8, it's like God gave you a Lamborghini and you're not using it. Okay. Like, if there's things in your life that you want to do, habits you want to change, you don't have to announce anything to the world. Have these wins that you win on your own, you know what I mean? And that builds such confidence and presence. Through the presence with yourself, true presence with yourself, you find yourself in less situations that even cause anxiety or stresses and things like that. Also, take advice from people you trust, you know what I mean? Don't take advice from people you shouldn't be taking advice from. Those are some of my life hacks. Thank you for watching.